Good morning. Today we're talking about probability. This is an achievement standard which is 4 credits. It's the probability methods that are used, and so as you can see from here, we're going to be looking at two-way tables, Venn diagrams, expected numbers if we have repeat a probability, risk, which is kind of another word for probability, but we'll talk more about risk and relative risk, and then we'll go on to use probability trees next week, and the week after we're looking at distributions in a histogram and normal and inverse distributions. So there's a lot to get through. Today we're starting on two-way tables, which you've done before. This is related to level 1 probability and the two-way tables that you did there. So let's, with theoretical probability in a two-way table, the outcomes are equally likely in this case, and the number of favourable outcomes we can put in a fraction over the total possible outcomes, and this is described as a probability. So for example, let's see, we have the, sorry, I just need to get a pen going here. If we have the probability of winning, I think somebody just won the Powerball, but let's say our probability of winning, we have 18 chances out of 22. So we write probability like that with a bracket, and our probability is 18 out of 22. We can write it as a fraction. We can also write it as a decimal, and you must be able to convert easily between these. So if you want to write in a decimal, of course, we're going to do 18 divided by 22 on our calculators. So that would be, get this going here, divided by 22, 0.818, so 0.82. If I want to also express that as a percentage, you can be asked for a percentage, or you could be asked for a probability. Percentage equals, and we're going to multiply 0.82, or whatever the probability is, times 100 equals 82%. If they just ask for probability, you can express that as a fraction, a decimal, or a percentage. Right, so on with that at a table. An example here, we have a total of 20 highlighters, and so we're looking for these probabilities. You can just go through and do this yourself, but the probability of it being pink or orange, I have 3 pink and 6 orange, so that's going to be 9 out of 20. I can just leave it as a fraction. Next one, if I have 2 coins, if we only have 2 objects, sometimes it's easy to write that in a two-way table. I have 2 coins that are tossed. On the first coin, I have a 7 and a 5. On the second coin, I have a 6 and an 8. So this kind of table is helpful. This is called actually a table of outcomes, the outcomes here. All possible outcomes. So when I add the numbers together, I could get 13, I could get 11, I could get 15, and I could get another 13. So the chance of getting 11 is just 1 out of 4. The chance of getting at least 12, at least would be my 11, so that would be 1 out of 4 as well. And you can do the rest. The next thing we looked at was cards, sliding 52 in a pack, and what's the probability of getting those cards? The video worked these out. Then we moved on to sample space or two-way tables. In these tables, we have each column has a total on it, and as well each row has a total here when we work these out. So we'll see them. In this problem, it's an electronics store, and they repair Blu-ray players and DVD players. Some need repair and others don't need repair. Obviously it's a sale because these are receipts. So some are just sold and some are repaired. And the question is, what's the probability that a machine chosen at random, that always means out of all the total sales, it's chosen at random and it needed repair. So out of the 400 here, those that needed repair, I look at the total of the needed repair column, 110 out of 400. On the other hand, often the second question, given that a machine needed repair, so I'm only looking at the machines that needed repair. Given that the machine needed a repair, what's the probability it was a Blu-ray player? So I'm looking at 74 out of a total of 110 that needed repair. It's helpful to have a highlighter when you're doing these exams, and you can highlight either a row or a column. The next one. Here we have some drinks, 1,000 customers. What's the probability a customer was male? So my male was 634 out of 1,000. There. What's the probability that a customer ordered a drink? Again, we just look at the total of ordered drinks. 622 out of 1,000. What's the probability that a customer was a female and did not order a drink? Female and no drink is 181. What's the probability that a customer ordered a drink given that they were female? So in this case, I'm only looking at the females. Given that they're a female, so we're just looking at that row, and they ordered a drink. So it's 215 out of a possible 366. In the next slide, sometimes you have to fill these tables in yourself, and be careful. I think it was last year's exam or the year before, you had to look back in the problem to the previous problem to actually fill out your table. So be a bit careful about, you have to hunt around for the information sometimes. So here we're trying to complete the table, and wherever there's one space in a line, then you can fill it in. For example, 59 on time. This shows transport. Students walk to school, they use public transport or private, presumably cars, and they either arrived on time or late. So for those who came in public transport, there must be 0 who were late. And so that means if I look across, I've got 80, must be 20 in here. So that means the total for the private, it's kind of like a puzzle, 52. And if I know that, I can work out the total that walked. So if I do 120, take away 52, and take away 59, I'm left with 9 here. 9 in total walked, so 1 must have been on time. Oh, looks like the walkers are pretty late. And I can also total along the on-timers at 60, 92, and I can check that my totals all add up to the correct overall total of 120 students. So what's the probability that a student used private transport and was late to school? So So private and late was 20 out of 120. On with the next ones. Okay, so that's all the examples for two-way tables. Go ahead and work on some exercises. If you've got the theta textbook, look up two-way tables or contingency tables. If you're using the workbook, page 212. If you don't have any workbooks, I will send you an email with some two-way table exam examples to go on and try and work those out, and I'll send you the answers shortly. Thank you. Have a good day.